Legendary Pokemon. What role do they play? Do they come to heal us? Do they come to destroy us? Do they come to give answers? Do they come to give mystery? Some of these answers we'll never know, and some of them we've already discovered. This leads to many people theorizing what is believed to have come from them or why they appear. Some act like gods, some are just entities we create. Some mold the very world we live in. And today, I'm going to go over my top 10 favourite legendary Pokemon. This doesn't mean they have to be great in battle, but it's just what I personally think of them. I am going to be showing quotes from the Pokedex and giving you an idea of what they're inspired by and what it is I like about these Pokemon. But enough is said. This is Deton Zone, and these are my top 10 legendary Pokemon in the games. Starting on the list at number 10, we have
Hello. Now, its typing is a bit weird. Fire Flying. It's not the only Pokemon to do it, as Fletchling from Generation 6 out of this, but it was the first one to show us this unique combo, which means it has a quadruple weakness to rock. It is said that it possesses 7 coloured wings, and for those who see it, a promise eternal happiness, and that it is constantly flying with 7 coloured wings constantly in the sky. Ho-Oh is based on the Phoenix, which is a mythical firebird from I think it's ancient China. It might actually be somewhere else, don't quote me. But that's what I like, and it's this idea of taking mythology and turning it into what might work. But again, it's not really that viable with how often Stealth Rock is used nowadays, so unless you're smart, don't use it.
at number 9, we have
Virizion. With a unique typing of grass fighting, which is not seen that often, Virizion is one of 3 in maybe 4, if you count the 4th one, which I don't recall, of the Swords Justice trio, seen in Generation 5's Unova, which fought against the humans. The Pokedex entry from White says that its head sprout's horns are sharp as blades. Using whirlwind-like movement, it confronts and swiftly cuts opponents, and while Black mentions that it fought against the humans in order to protect friends, and the legends constantly passed down. Out of the 3 of them, it looks to be the most joyous, because it doesn't have the madness of Terrakin, I think that's how you pronounce it, and it doesn't have the seriousness of Corbian. But it's also the idea that it's more a relaxed Pokemon, and a relaxed legendary, which is what makes this Pokemon on my list. And this is at number 9.
dueling for number 8, we have Latias and Latias. The reason why both of them are on here is because they're basically the same Pokemon, with just one stat swapped over, which is special attack and special defense. Latios is the attacker, while Latias is the defender. Both share the same type of Dragon Psychic, but the funny thing is, going from the Diamond and Pearl Pokedex entries, it mentions that Latias basically covers its body in a dew that reflects light to make it invisible, while Latios, basically, as well as high intelligence, can fly faster than jets. Now that's an interesting concept to me, but the one reason why I like these two, and even though I've never seen it, is the relationship they share. Because in the Generation 3 remakes, you find both of them, but also in the, I don't know which one it was, but in the film that they're in, they basically work together. But one problem I have is their Mega Evolutions, because they look too similar. If you were going to make Mega Evolutions, try and make them a bit unique for each of them. At number 7, we have Xerneas. Now, even though I'm still playing through Pokemon X, as it's one of the more recent games I've actually been able to get my hands on, it is an absolute nightmare when I come up against one. Being the first legendary to exploit the new fairy type, it is actually quite an interesting Pokemon to be up against, as well as annoying. Its Pokedex entry from Black states it can share eternal life. Now that's something I would really like to have, like having the ability to live for eternity. Now while it may be good, there is some downsides to it, which is why it's not so much high on the list. I guess that it can only really share that power with who it thinks it deserves it, and really, with what I get, I really doubt that. Number 6. Kyogre. Now Kyogre's here mainly because I've got into Alpha Sapphire, not Omega Ruby, as part of the Generation 6 remakes, and it's quite interesting. And also considering the battle between Kyogre and Groudon, which is the main thing about that game, is that Kyogre seems to have the advantage. Its Pokemon Dex entry from Sapphire states that it is named for mythological Pokemon that expanded the sea by covering the land with torrential rain and towering tidal waves. While in its remake Alpha Sapphire, it states that it is literally the personification of the sea itself. Now its primal version form doesn't really seem to make that much change to the original Kyogre form, but it is an interesting concept that I do like, and I do want to see Game Freak expand on this idea a lot more, especially with the Generation 4 legendaries. Man, would you imagine that? Number 5. At number 6 we have what is referred to as the literal demon itself, Giratina. Now Giratina is an interesting Pokemon. It is one of few Pokemon to actually be banished from our world for reasons from a long time ago. Most of its Pokedex entries state it was banished for its violent behaviour, and it silently gazes upon the old world from the distortion world. But its Omega Ruby Pokedex is interesting. It states that this Pokemon is said to live in a world on the reverse side of ours, where common knowledge is distorted and strange. Now that's interesting because there's for two reasons. One, what does it mean by the reverse side of our world? Like, it's obviously got to be something we can't see, but how can you justify that? And also the idea of common knowledge being distorted. Considering it was part of the creation trio, you have to wonder what kind of violence did it get up to in order to be banished? Number 4. At number 4 we have the embodiment of lightning, Raikou. Now it's being one of the 3 Pokemon that was revived by Ho-Oh in the Burnt Tower. It is on here mainly because of its type, electric, or electricity or whatever it is. Many of its Pokedex entries states that it is said to have fallen from lightning, and that it fires thunderbolts on the rain clouds on its back. But all that says something that's linked to what I said earlier. It embodies the speed of lightning. Now I don't know about anyone else, but being able to embody the speed of lightning, I think that's completely badass. But again, that's me. But anyways, everyone's got their own view. Number 3. At number 3 we have the presumed leader of the Swords of Justice group, Cobalion. While it has a little trust for humans, it is not said to be weak. Being part of Fighting in Steel, it is no pushover in battle. Its Pokédex entry from Black states that this Pokemon battled against humans to protect Pokemon, and its personality is calm and composed, making it knowing what it's doing without ever being under pressure. And its entry from X stating it has a body and heart of steel, and that its glare is sufficient enough to make even the most unruly of Pokemon obey it. Now, even though this one may be hard to catch and may be hard to get to trust you, once you do, you have a real fighter on your hands. There's just one thing you need to remember: don't stare at this thing. Coming in at predictable number 2 is... Moving into the predictable top 2, we have Palkia at number 2. Now, being able to control the space is something I wish I could do, and having this Pokemon, it gives me the ability to do that. And it is the mascot of Pokemon Pro, which was the first game in Pokemon I ever played. Its Generation 5 Pokédex entry states that it is a legendary Pokemon from Sinnoh, and that space stabilizes the more it breathes, while Pokemon X says that it lives in the spiral dimension parallel to ours, while being mythical. It has a unique move called Spatial Rend, and from the Pokemon movies I've seen, it is a lot better than what is shown to be in the games, as you can see here. This is what they've shown in the films, and I really wish that they made it something like this. And also, being one of the creation trio, it's got a lost power over time, so I really want to see it get a primal evolution, as like shown on here. But please, Game Freak, make this a reality. If you're ever gonna make the Sinnoh remakes, give Palkia a primal form, or any of the creation trio for all I care. Just do it. And the obvious number 1 favourite legendary is... And the predictable number 1 is Reshiram. If you've watched my top 10 favourite Pokemon list I did, then this is obvious. But there are reasons why I like this. 1. Black was the first Generation 5 game I bought. I thought it looks better than Zekrom, and honestly, Fire is one of my favourite types of electricity as 2. 2. For Pokédex. It states stuff with Pokemon from White 2. This legendary Pokemon can scorch the world with its fire. It helps those who want to build a world of truth. And from Alpha Sapphire, when Reshiram's tail flares, the heat energy moves into the atmosphere and changes the world's weather. Now that is showing consideration to how this Pokemon works, should I say. It has it works in mythology, following those who desire truth rather than ideas, which is what Zekrom is. And I've always been a person about the truth. And this is why Reshiram is my favourite legendary in Pokemon. Anyways guys, thanks for watching my top 10 favourite legendary Pokemon. If you have your own opinion, please leave me down in the comments, and if you want to see more lists from me to do with Pokemon or anything else, leave a comment down about what you want me to do, and subscribe to my channel and like the video. Anyways, this has been Eton Zone, and I'll catch you later.